Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline from Pixie Dust PhD. If you value your time at Walt Disney World, maybe more than anything else, you might be the kind of person that brings or rents a car for your Disney World vacation. The free transportation that Disney provides is absolutely a fabulous option, but inevitably it can be kind of slow. I am a bit of a control freak and I very much value being able to come and go from the theme parks as I please. That means a rental car is my preferred option over that free transportation. In today's video, we'll be discussing the nickel and diming associated with this option, parking fees. No one enjoys parking fees, but for Disney Vacation Club members and renters, there is some good news. Stay tuned to hear everything you need to know about parking at Walt Disney World. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you find this video helpful, please hit that thumbs up button to like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. You can ring that bell icon to receive notifications whenever I post new videos. And let me know in the comments down below how you prefer to get around Walt Disney World. Do you get a car? Do you primarily use rideshare services like Lyft or Uber, or do you rely fully on that free transportation? As I alluded to me, time is the most valuable thing at Walt Disney World. This also means I'm generally willing to pay some amount in order to save time. Especially since I like taking midday breaks away from the theme parks when buses aren't coming quite as frequently, I really do value having a rental car, and that generally is something I'm willing to pay for. That does of course come with the cost of the rental itself as well as gas, but then there are parking fees, so let's discuss those. Starting with the best news, if you are visiting a resort for a couple of hours, probably to check out the retail shopping options or grab something to eat, day visitors do not pay to park at resorts. That being said, if you are driving over, be prepared to potentially be turned away. I have found this is particularly true if you're trying to park at a monorail resort, so the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, or the Contemporary. Disney doesn't want you parking there for free and then heading into the Magic Kingdom. But if you have an advanced dining reservation or a mobile order placed at any of these locations, parking there shouldn't be a problem. Moving on to overnight parking. If you're staying off-site, check that specific hotel's website to see what their parking rates are. For the most part, I generally feel you'll be paying $20 to $25 to park overnight at an off-site hotel in the Walt Disney World area. There are ways to get around this parking fee though, largely with loyalty programs and corporate discount codes. I want to plug Mouse Savers right now, which constantly has deals on their website for staying off-site in the Walt Disney World area as well as at Disneyland. You can also sign up for their emailed newsletter to receive even more discounts directly to your inbox. For example, Mouse Savers has these preferred hotel discounts that they have up on their website pretty much all the time. At the Hilton Orlando Lake Buena Vista Hotel, which is a Hilton in the Disney Springs area, you get 10% off the rate as well as free parking every night. Definitely do some internet snooping around to see if you can get a free parking deal. Mouse Savers is personally my favorite, but if you have any tips for off-site hotels, definitely leave them in the comments down below. If you're staying on-site, so at a Walt Disney World owned and operated property, overnight parking fees at the value resorts are $15 per night, at moderate resorts it's $20 per night, and at deluxe resorts it's $25 per night. These aren't the worst rates. It's certainly comparable to other overnight parking fees at hotels in the area, but those costs can add up fast. The real sting here is that parking fees are relatively new. Prior to 2018, parking was included with your reservation cost. But for folks who are Disney Vacation Club owners, or if you're renting points, there is good news. Generally, Disney Vacation Club members do not pay that overnight resort parking fee, but there are a couple of exceptions. Let's start with the obvious and most common situation. If you're staying on a reservation that was booked with vacation points, then you do not pay that overnight parking fee. This is true if they are your own points or if they are rented points. As a Disney Vacation Club owner, even with my resale contract rather than buying directly through Disney, when I go ahead and book a reservation with my vacation points to stay in a deluxe villa, then I do not pay that overnight resort parking fee. When you rent Disney Vacation Club points, you're essentially paying an owner to go ahead and make that reservation for you in their account. It's just under your name and information instead of theirs. But the owner is using their vacation points, so you get those benefits, meaning you do not pay to park overnight even though you've rented points. Renting points can save you a lot of money off the cash rate that's advertised to book that same room, as well as you then are saving on that parking fee too. Therefore, if it's a vacation booked using vacation points from a DVC member, whether they are your own or you have rented them, you do not pay that parking fee. Next, if you're a DVC member, so this doesn't really apply to renters, when you're staying in villas on Walt Disney World property or at Hilton Head or Vero Beach, you do not pay that overnight parking fee even if you end up paying for your reservation in a way other than points. You can use another form of payment such as a cash reservation for those villas on Walt Disney World property at Hilton Head and Vero Beach and still have your parking fee waived. That's a nice perk for DVC members. This also means if you want to have a larger travel party and don't have enough vacation points to accommodate everyone, you can use your points to go ahead and book a room for you and a small amount of your party, and then pay that cash rate to book a separate villa for other folks in your travel party, and those folks won't end up paying the parking fee. It's a great way to save a little bit of money. Moving back to reservations booked with points. Some Disney Vacation Club members have access to use their points to book non-DVC resorts. Specifically, if Disney Vacation Club considers you a full DVC member, then you do have access to this benefit. If you do not currently own Disney Vacation Club, to become a full member as of the time of this video, you would need to purchase 125 vacation points directly through Disney. As an example, I bought a 90-point contract on the resale market, not through Disney, so I am not considered a full member and I don't get access to all of these benefits. If you previously purchased Disney Vacation Club before these limits were put in place or raised, if you were considered a full member back when you purchased, you still are considered a full member now. Alright, so if you are considered a full member and you are eligible for all of those membership extras, then you can use your Disney Vacation Club vacation points in order to book things that are not DVC. For example, eligible DVC members could choose to use their vacation points to book a room at the Art of Animation Resort, for example, instead of paying cash for that same Art of Animation room. Generally, this is not a great value, and I would not recommend using your vacation points to book somewhere like Art of Animation. But the option is available to you, and if you are going to pursue this route, note that because you are booking with vacation points, your parking fee is then waived. But just because you're a Disney Vacation Club member, whether or not you purchased resale or directly through Disney, does not entitle you to free overnight resort parking no matter what. When Disney Vacation Club members choose to stay at a non-DVC resort and pay cash for that reservation, then you are not entitled to free overnight parking. You would be responsible for those overnight resort parking fees. Again, that's $25 a night at deluxe, $20 a night at a moderate resort, and $15 a night at a value resort. For example, say you want to tack on a night or two at the beginning or end of your trip. If you book Port Orleans French Quarter through the general Walt Disney World website as a hotel and you're paying that cash rate, then you also would have to pay that $20 a night to park overnight at a moderate resort. Valet parking is also currently not free for Disney Vacation Club members, and that right now is $33 per night. Moving away from the resorts, let's discuss theme parks. Parking at the theme parks is anywhere from $25 to $50 a day, depending on if you choose standard or preferred parking. If you're staying on property, meaning you are a guest of a Walt Disney World resort, then your theme park parking is comped. The cast member at the parking booth will confirm your reservation and that you are in fact staying on property, and then you'll go off and be on your way without paying that parking fee. This is true no matter how you're paying to stay on site. You do not have to be a Disney Vacation Club member in order to enjoy this perk. If you're staying at an off-site hotel though and driving yourself to the theme park, do expect to end up paying that parking fee. Overall, Disney Vacation Club members largely do not end up paying to park at their resort overnight or at the theme parks. There are some exceptions, but if you're planning on buying a DVC contract for yourself or renting out points in order to stay at a deluxe villa at Walt Disney World, you can basically expect these to be waived. This is complete conjecture, but I am of the personal opinion that it seems unlikely to me for Disney to introduce that overnight resort parking fee to Disney Vacation Club members who are staying on points. Given the breakdown of what goes into the annual dues that you pay as a DVC member, it seems like some amount of that is going to go to general upkeep for things like parking lots. Therefore, it seems plausible to me that you're more or less already paying into this infrastructure cost for parking through your annual dues, so adding another parking fee on top of that probably doesn't make a ton of sense. I have no proof of this, and I absolutely could be wrong, but I hope I'm not. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and thanks so much to everyone who did leave a like on the video. Let me know your thoughts about the parking fees and any tips or tricks you have in the comments down below. And if you want to chat outside of YouTube, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PixieDustPhD. I hope you're having a magical day, and we'll see you real soon.